Hello, and welcome to another beautiful segment for Lingerie and Lattes. I'm so excited to be here. Yesterday was my birthday, so it's the start of a new cycle for me, the start of a new solar return. I can't wait to bring this magic into the conversation today. If you don't know who I am, I'm Olivia Drumaga. I founded Vulcan Ability for women and men to connect to each other, learn how to integrate their traumas, and build relationships from a whole place within themselves. So let's get into the subject. I want to discuss polarity in a way, the difference between men and women, and that tension that we need to obtain, well, not obtain, that we need to upkeep in order for there to be a healthy dynamic between women and men. So we are kind of wired to only be in the masculine, which is our right side, and very much outward, very present, immediate gratification, action oriented, fiery energy. That's exactly how our entire society has been primed for. And being a woman in this world is very difficult nowadays, especially in 2022. I think many of us who understand these issues, um, it could be really unsafe. It could sometimes feel unsafe to be a woman inside of the world. And I hope that my messages and my guidance in this subject helps women feel safe in their bodies, in the world around them, in their environments, because I think that's very much missing. And I understand, we used to feel unsafe because men were around, and we would have a lot less rights and so forth. So anytime we would be walking around alone, we'd be kind of at the mercy of men. Nowadays, the battle is a little different. It's changed, and it's more psychological. It's like denying what it means to really be who we are. So with that, I want to take a step back and understand, what does it mean to be in a relationship where one person is a man and one person is a woman? We are different. We are thinking differently. Men are less volatile than women because of our hormones. Again, we have cycles throughout our life. And so men's cycles might be a little bit more gradual and minimal peaks and downs. But for a woman, it might be much more up and down orientations. So we can always regulate that. There's an amazing book that I believe is called Biorhythm that was published somewhere in the 70s that a mentor of mine mentioned. And it goes into the idea of us minimizing the ups when we're up, and or like, minimizing not really the ups when we're going up, but rather the differences between having a very successful and happy, joyful time and then going through the sadness. Instead of it having to be such an extreme, we can minimize the wavelength. That's the idea. All right. For men, things are a little bit different. They're kind of the ones that are, for the most part, been very comfortable in their bodies, felt very safe, felt very powerful, felt grounded, present, seen. It's that aura of like, I've entered the room, right? And like, you're going to feel my presence. So women don't really own any of that. When we think about how we want to move forward in supporting our relationships towards men, we need to like it's kind of like crafting. It's essentially crafting the receptivity of being a woman. So what do I mean by that? We are geared to just continue to do things in the world, step out there, right? Create plans, take action, and so forth. But the energy that is living inside of us, maybe even outside of the moments where we're doing something actively for ourselves, that is the feminine. Because then you are open and susceptible to whatever sort of intentions and workings with the land you've already done to that point. So you don't really have conscious thoughts around what you are receiving in moments when you are doing and so forth. However, that is the energy that is kind of like the plants after you've sown some seeds. If you're having a lot of difficulties, let's say with pleasure in general or with communication with a partner, it doesn't have to feel like it's the end of the world and you have no idea where you're going. All you have to do is during the moments of consciousness, recognize, this is my time to receive everything I've been thinking about and consciously taking a step back and meditating and maybe journaling on. All of that ends up being the results that you're going to see. So for women, it is very difficult for us to fall into this role of receptivity. We prefer to give, we prefer to do, we prefer to manage, we prefer to manage emotions. This was something huge that came up for a client of mine when she recognized it in herself, that kept she kept managing emotions in her relationship. And I noticed that as such a common thing across a lot of relationships. But when women are doing so much, every single area of their life, whether it be for the family, for the kids, for the house, for the money, for the self-care, even for the husband and the relationship and whatever. I mean, that is a lot of action. That's a lot of going forward. And if I've just told you that in the times of going forward, that's like when the plants are popping up from whatever you've just sown. If you're not happy, we have to take a step back and see it from this layer. It's a layer. So we have two layers, the masculine and the feminine. In order for us to move forward with the feminine, all we have to do is to really, it's a conscious effort to every day feel more relaxed in the body. If you can physically feel more relaxed in your body and just comfortable in your surroundings, like you are real, like you are really here, and not disassociated either from your partner or other people around you in the house or yourself and your body or your house or whatever situation you're stuck in. If you can connect your body to your mind a lot more every single day, that is going to practice your receptivity, being kinder to yourself, being gentler. So that's what I'm talking about, the dips. If you go through with this and in the times of even action, and you're just noticing yourself like, oh, okay, I was supposed to relax my body. Let me take a deep breath, just like maybe shake out your hands a little bit from one side to the other, maybe just like move your head around, do some movement, maybe shake your feet or ankles, just circle them one way and then the other, and so forth. So notice your body relaxing. And then in the moments outside of this or inside of this, what you are receiving is the energy of relaxation and whatever you've been processing to be released because you're relaxed. If you're tense, it means that you have experienced something and it's still really present and alive in your body. It's kind of like, when you used to turn off the TV and it still made that like buzzing sound, and it was like the black and white and everything. So the crinkling, it was turning itself on. It wasn't already there, but it was still kind of buzzing. That's what we do with every single event that we experience, and it is slightly traumatic to us. It is just constantly this like white noise buzzing around us. So if we do this idea of relaxing into the body, one, that's going to increase our physical pleasure 1,000 times, because most of the time the reason women don't feel physical pleasure is because we're not there. We're honestly just like checked out. And I've seen this from many people in my life, even before I started supporting women in their journeys in this intimacy. So I think we have to remember that we have not been feeling safe in our environments for a very long time, for thousands of years. I mean, it's not like, yesterday you were feeling extremely present in your body and all connected and kumbaya with the rest of your people. It takes time because our receiving end is, it's kind of been like it's taken away from women and it's kind of just been handed over, we sometimes don't even realize that maybe some of the things that we say, and it's interesting that I scratch my throat because that's the throat chakra, it's expression of the self, and women have been notoriously unable to speak their truth. So remembering, in order for us to be in our divine power, we have to master these skills of feeling connected with ourselves in this reality. We have to feel um, open and relaxed in order for us to receive. And the only way for us to strengthen that receptivity is through this conscious effort of connecting mind to body, as we have been totally disconnected. Thank you so much, and I hope you have an absolutely amazing rest of your Friday.